Hey, what's going on, my fellow collectors? Jim here with another figure review. Today, let's take a look at the Neca Toys Leatherface. This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, the retro cloth figures. I picked this guy up at FYE the other day for 12 bucks because sadly the FYE in the mall near me is going out of business. So I wish I would have known that sooner because they had 60% off all their action figures, but of course when I just happened to stroll in there, everything was pretty much gone, but I was able to pick up Leatherface, so I am happy about that. The packaging is what we see with some of the other, retro cloth NECA figures. You do kind of get this big plastic clam, which you would think would be reusable because they kind of have this little spine here. But I tell you, I was trying to be as careful as I could to pop these little, pegs out. And I don't think it's, if it is going to close up, it's already kind of like all beat up. But we do get a nice card on the back here, and we do have the figure, clearly displayed. Then on the back of the packaging, we do have a really cool image of the figure, along with a read-up, which is more or less a read-up just, about the movie. And you do have the Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3. So very cool. Let's pop him out and take a close. Okay, and here he is out of the packaging, and this is a cool figure. And I believe this is my first retro cloth figure by NECA that I have in my collection. I got a bunch of NECA figures, but my first retro cloth. So very, very cool to add the Leatherface from, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 to the collection. As far as accessories, we really only get the chainsaw, which is done absolutely beautiful. I love this thing. It looks really good. NECA did an awesome job with the sculpt and paint on this. The blade came out really nice. Just really nice sculpt in there. And we have a little bit of black wash that kind of brings out, some of the chain part. So that's awesome. We have the legible, the saw is family in there. And I love these little parts right here. Nice gold paint. So it's definitely a lot of detail and nice accuracy to, the chainsaw that he had in this particular movie. But we get really nice gold paint with some nice wash on it on the engine part. This doesn't pull out or anything, the little starter right here. But the engine of the chainsaw looks great, nice paint. The handle looks really good. We get kind of like a really dark reddish brown maroon color with a little bit of wash in it for the handle. It just really looks awesome. Looks really good all the way around. And the other side of the blade is pretty much just identical to this side. But it's really cool. Now, getting him to hold it is a pain. I don't like the way that they have this set up, especially because ever since I tried it the first few times, I've had trouble getting this pin back into the hole and actually staying. It just doesn't want to stay plugged in there anymore since I've been messing with it. But the handle right here, this does detach here with a little pin. And you have the little hole there. And then this part is actually a little bit softer material, so it's kind of pliable. And it's not even attached, so it's pretty much, just like that. But for the handle part, it's kind of awkward because, you do have the one fist that has a hole in it. And you have to kind of run the handle through. And I feel like I'm just bending and probably rubbing paint because I have a hard time. I can get it to here, but then getting it anywhere else, like to the top, is, I don't know if maybe he's not supposed to, but I just can't seem to get it to happen. So that's very annoying. And then of course we do have the other gripping hand back here, which of course you just kind of, pull that piece away and you can just pop the hand in and he will hold it. But I just feel like it's, I don't know, it just shouldn't be that big of a pain in the butt to get him to hold that. I just feel like you're going to either be rubbing paint off of the nice, silver that we have here, and I feel like I've been bending it because I'm trying to get it, I want him holding it like this, but it's just hard to get his hand all the way around here. But let's take a closer look at the figure itself because it does look cool. Look at this, look at the head sculpt they gave on this guy. Very, very cool looking head sculpt. Definitely looks like Leatherface, man. Just gnarly and nasty. And I like how you can actually see the eyes through the mask. That's really cool. But we get some really nice, detail. Nice coloring, nice wash We have some nice paint there on like all the stitch marks and everything are in there. The really rotten, nasty teeth. And of course we do have nice sculpt for the hair. And we get a little bit of like brown wash throughout it. So yeah, I mean, I think overall it definitely turned out nice and creepy for, you know, all of the horror fans out there. And then as far as the rest of the outfit, I think again, you know, for what it is, it looks really good. We got his shirt, which is orange. We have some nice kind of, you know, darker orange for the stitching. Then of course we have all of this, you know, dirty, blood stained going all down the front of his shirt. We do have the tie, which is a separate piece, so that's really cool. And again, you know, the cloth. Coming around to the back of him is a little bit on the cleaner side, so we're not getting a whole lot of mess on the back of his shirt. But down here on the, you know, toward the end of his shirt, we do have some more blood stains going on, so that's really cool. We do have his belt, which again is a separate piece, has a little, you know, nice buckle there. Nice stitching work again. And then of course we do have the two hands, so we have two, you know, gripping hands. One's a little bit bigger than the other, but you know, they definitely dirtied the hands up and everything, so that does look cool. And then there is the, you know, body underneath, which actually they, you know, they continued with the paint. I'm actually surprised. I thought it was just going to be, you know, very plain, but it looks like they continued with the paint, at least for his forearms. And then of course we do have the pants, which are a little bit on the clean side. We get the nice brown, we get the nice stitching all the way through. We do have his brace, which is done really nice. So we get a nice brown with some wash, and then we get nice silver for the, you know, parts down here. So that's really cool. And then we have, looks like a little bit of, you know, rope or tie going around this portion. And then on the back we get nice, you know, silver color for the back of the brace. And that does continue all the way down to his shoes, which look really cool. Some nice sculpting detail on the shoes. And as far as the legs, they're a little bit more plain for the legs. A very orangey looking color. And you can see with the feet, all we do get is the hinge. So that's a little bit disappointing that we don't get, you know, rocker with these figures. Because from what I hear anyway, that more or less with Neca, they just kind of reuse a kind of more or less very simple articulated body for all of their, you know, retro cloth figures, and they just make, you know, new head sculpts and new hands. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, as long as they keep pumping out awesome figures of cool content, you know, people are going to buy it, so it's not a big deal. But the articulation is a little bit on the simple side. We do have rotation here at the head. You get a little bit of up and down, really not much, and you get a little bit of side to side. The arms will hinge out. It will go forward and back. I mean, it is going to be hindered a little bit by the cloth, but I mean, I can pretty much get it all the way back like that. And if you mess around with it a little bit, get it nice forward. There is a bicep swivel. You do have, I'm guessing, a single bend at the elbow, so you can get about a 90-degree bend. That does swivel. The hands do swivel and hinge up and down. Looks like you get a little bit of movement. It might be a waist swivel. There's no crunch, no forward crunch, so nothing going on in the diaphragm. I guess it's just a waist swivel. As far as the legs, they will kick out about that much, kick forward about that much, kick back. You do have rotation there at the thigh. You do have a single bend at the knee, so you get about that much. I'm guessing it's a single bend. Yeah, it just seems like it's a single bend. And then for the feet, we just have that hinge that goes forward and back. So pretty simple articulation. You're not going to be getting him in the craziest of poses, but I imagine you're just going to, you know, get the chainsaw around his hand, and, you know, that'll pretty much do as far as getting him in a pose on your shelf. Just kind of have him looking crazy and scary on your shelf. Now, as far as a height for this guy, he's right around 8 inches, which I believe is pretty standard for the retro, cloth action figures for Neca. So he's right around 8 inches tall, and yeah, look, that ankle is already getting loose on me. Don't fall. As far as some comparisons between some other Neca horror figures that I do have, we do have the Neca Jason. and the Neca Freddy. So you see he's definitely a lot taller than your standard, 7-inch figures. And just for shits and giggles, we'll throw Chucky in there as well. So that gives you a little bit of size comparison as far as what Leatherface will look like up on your horror shelf. But yeah, guys, that was the review of the Neca Real Toys Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 Retro Cloth figure. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next figure review. Take care.